Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary people, welcome to a classic debate between beloved pets. The resolution is that cats are better pets for humanity than dogs. And while this may be a classic debate, I still think that we should analyze a few words from the resolution. The first thing I want to point out is that this is a value resolution. That means it is in a this versus that format. In this case, it's cats versus dogs. The second thing I want to point out is that the term better than implies that we're supposed to evaluate which of those two things has more value. 2. Definitions. There's a few words that I want to define. I'm going to overlook cats and dogs. Hopefully we both know what that means. Pets. The Oxford Language website points out that pets are domestic or tamed animals kept for companionship or pleasure. This is important because it eliminates wild animals from the equation. I think that's fair on both sides. Second term I want to point out is humanity, and I'm going to take a bit more of an artistic license when defining this and just say that humanity is what is best for humans. So we are evaluating, my third observation here is that keeping cats for companionship is better for human survival than keeping dogs for companionship. This thesis, this reworked type of thesis, really leads easily into the fourth observation, which is that of a criteria. Whichever pet preserves more human life should win this debate. I'm going to make arguments that cats preserve more human life. My opposition should say that dogs preserve more human life. In the end, whoever you think has won that particular argument should win this debate. So let me start with my first argument. And it is that cats protect millions of humans' lives. First, cats kill rats. This shouldn't be a point of contention, but still, something to support how much of an impact they have is found in NPR, April 18th, 2020. And they explain that cats have a 4 to 10 times greater impact on their local ecology than wild cats do because they are far more efficient killers. They kill animals regularly, like almost one per day. Second, rats carry disease. This is also not very contentious, but the evidence for this can be found on the CDC website, pointing out that rats carry over a dozen diseases that could contribute to human health and disease and death. In particular, one being the plague. Third observation, pandemics threaten millions of lives. That one disease I was talking about, the plague, is pointed out in Britannica Encyclopedia as killing 25 million people in fairly recent human history. But ABC even points out on 2019 that the plague still occurs in places like Idaho, where one person got that particular disease. Millions of people die of plagues. I think it's important to also point out that this is far more of an impact to human life than even warfare is concerned. So if you're going to consider what is best for humanity, the first thing you should be talking about is who prevents pandemics better. My fourth observation is that all of this implies that cats potentially protect millions of people. Healthline points out that the plague still has an 11% mortality rate even with advanced science. And you have to think about if we did not keep cats as companions, that would mean that the rat population would go unchecked and could spur another plague-like situation. But not only do cats protect human lives, dogs threaten human lives in the number of tens of thousands. The first observation is more of a clarification, pointing out service dogs are not pets. Look at the definition. Remember, when you keep pets, you're keeping them for companionship or pleasure. And the ADA, the American with Disabilities Act, makes very clear in a 2010 clarification that service animals are not pets and don't classify as pets. Second observation under this argument is that dog attacks kill people. The World Atlas points out that 25,000 people every year die from dog attacks, making them the fourth deadliest animal in the world. The third observation is that this statistic is even worse when you consider percentages. Budget Direct explains that cats are a more popular pet worldwide than dogs, mainly due to the fact that most people live in urban centers and can't keep dogs. That means that you have more dogs in the world, you have more cats in the world, yet you have more dog attacks in the world, making them far more deadly. The last thing, and fourth under this argument, is that You have to consider the intergenerational impacts. If it's 25,000 per year, that means in a 4-year period it's 100,000. In a 40-year gap, like a couple of generations, we're talking about millions of people. So cats save millions of lives, dog threatens at least tens of thousands of lives every year. In effect, cats are better pets for humanity than dogs.